I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I think your garden is really beautiful. The flowers remind me of the ones my mother used to grow. The shopkeeper smiled knowingly. That's a special one, he said, his eyes gleaming. It doesn't just tell time, it bends it. Ellie looked at the watch, skeptical but intrigued. What do you mean? She asked, her curiosity growing. The old man leaned closer, lowering his voice even further. It's a time-traveling watch. It can take you anywhere, any place, any time, but only if you're brave enough to press the button. Ellie's heart raced with excitement and wonder. Without thinking, she reached out and pressed the tiny button on the side of the watch. The world around Ellie suddenly blurred, like the pages of a book flipping too fast. A flash of light surrounded her, and in an instant, everything changed. Her feet landed softly on the ground, and as the light faded, she found herself in the middle of a lush forest. The trees were tall and full of life, their leaves rustling in the wind. The air smelled fresh, with the earthy scent of pine and moss. Ellie looked around, stunned. This was no longer Riverton, this was a world completely different from her own. As Ellie wandered deeper into the forest, she saw creatures unlike anything she had ever imagined. Giant butterflies fluttered past her, their wings shimmering like stained glass. The trees whispered secrets to one another, their trunks twisting and turning in ways that seemed impossible. Flowers bloomed in colors Ellie had never seen before, blues, purples, and pinks that sparkled like gemstones. The forest felt alive, as if it were speaking to her. She had no idea where or when she was, but a sense of adventure filled her heart. The watch on Ellie's wrist ticked softly, as though it were calling her to go further. She glanced down at it, and something told her that this was just the beginning. She pressed the button again, and before she could take another breath, the world around her swirled into a whirlwind of light and sound. Moments later, Ellie stood in the middle of a bustling city, its towering buildings reaching for the sky. She was no longer in the forest. This was a place she had only seen in history books, a civilization from centuries past. She could smell the streets, hear the chatter of market vendors, and feel the pulse of a city that had stood the test of time. Once again, the watch tugged at her wrist, urging her onward. Ellie pressed the button, and the world around her shifted once more. This time, she found herself in a world of the future. Towering glass buildings glistened like stars against the sky. Vehicles hovered above the ground, and the streets were alive with people moving in a synchronized dance. Ellie gazed in awe at the futuristic world before her, her eyes wide with wonder. It was a world she could never have imagined, a place where technology had shaped every aspect of life. Each time Ellie pressed the button, she was whisked away to another time, another place. From the ancient city streets to the distant future, the adventures never seemed to end. Yet, no matter where she went, one thing remained constant: the time-traveling watch, her guide through the ages. One day, Ellie returned to the antique shop, the place where it all began. The shopkeeper's knowing smile greeted her as she walked through the door. "So, what did you find?" he asked, his eyes twinkling. Ellie grinned, her heart full of stories, and simply replied, "The world is bigger than I ever imagined." With the watch still in her hand, Ellie knew her journey wasn't over. She had discovered that time, though fleeting, was full of endless possibilities. Wherever and whenever she went, Ellie felt a sense of belonging, as if each moment in time had a place for her. The adventures would continue, and Ellie was ready. After all, time waits for no one, but with the time-traveling watch, Ellie was ready to make the most of every second.